Welcome to another episode of Bright Insights, the podcast that leads you to less stress and more success. Here's your host, Paul Bright.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bright Insights. I am your host, Paul Bright. The bottom line up front for today's episode, Y is for youth. Allow yourself to be inspired by those younger than you. Allow yourself to be inspired by those younger than you. You'd be surprised what young people know that can help you. Yes, we make fun of the millennials, we make fun of the I generation, just as the baby boomers made fun of the Gen Xers. I'm a Gen Xer on record. We all do it. We have, oh, these kids don't know how good they got it, or, oh, back in my day we worked like this, or back in my day we did it this way, and nobody complained, and blah, 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 blah. We're all guilty of it. I promise you. And if you're young now, you're going to be guilty of it 20 years from now. However, when it comes to leadership, there's some things you just have to accept, and that's that there are going to be people that know more than you, and often they are younger than you. And my next guest is somebody I chose to interview because of the first guest I had this season. So season 2, I began with A is for Anxiety, and I interviewed Kip Brooks, who was a magnificent person. He has come a long way in his life. He overcame some significant anxiety issues and turned them into a business that he could lead because he loved what he learned from all the studies. And he's such an inspiration to so many people out there, especially men who need to learn how to gain control and face themselves emotionally so that they can be better leaders. And this guest here is his son, Jadon Brooks. And Jadon, I felt, was a great example of being inspired by youth because he just turned 13 and he's going on 4 different businesses that I could count, that I can remember in this interview. Anyway, it was really refreshing to listen to his voice, to understand his point of view, what he did to get started, what's motivated him, how much of it actually didn't involve his parents directly, but what he chose to do. And for you guys out there that need to be inspired, and you'll hear in this interview how I was inspired to make some changes in my own journey through Bright Insights Media, you're going to enjoy this. So sit back and relax and learn from the youth. Jadon is how I pronounce it, correct?
Yeah, Jadon.
Jadon?
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Okay. Well, is there a better one? Or
No.
That one's cool. The nicknames I shouldn't call you. Is there one?
No, it's fine.
When you get in trouble, do they call you by your full name?
Sometimes.
Well then, okay. And whereabouts are you living now?
I live in North Carolina, USA.
Nice. Yeah, that's my home state too. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, I'm from more the middle, but I've been out here in California for 15 years now. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I'm ready to go back. It's nice. I'm in North Carolina, but California's nice, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
And how old are you?
I just turned 13 like 6 months ago, I think. So.
Oh wow. Okay, so you are fairly young. You're still considered youth. All right. And so from everything your dad's told me, like you decided at some point you were going to learn how to make money on your own. You want to go beyond your allowance. Am I hearing this correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the first business that you decided to take on?
The first one, I started selling lemonade and cookies. So, or no, yeah, cupcakes. So me and my brother started actually. My brother's name is Lincoln, and he's 9 years old now. But when we started, I was like 12, and he was 9. Yeah, we both started together, and we went just door to door, just selling cupcakes, and yeah, it went pretty well. But then we had to stop mainly because of COVID. So,
okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Wow. So you guys were selling cupcakes and lemonade. How'd you decide to do that?
So we were saving up for this one thing that we wanted to make money to get. And basically originally we went to this booth with our mom, and we just sold cupcakes as like a thing. And we made like the most money that we made like in our life so far at that point. So then we were like, dang, what if we do this like once a week or something? Then we could be making a lot more money especially a lot more than the average people our age. So then we did it. We started it as an actual business rather than just a one-time thing.
Okay.
So then, yeah, that's pretty much how it got started.
So what was the difference from doing it as a business versus a one-time thing? What were some of the things you had to do?
So the first time that we did it, where we were just doing it as that one-time thing, we were at this like booth place where you sell stuff, basically. So yeah, we had to stay mainly at our booth, and then once we started the business, we could go like door to door, and if we got declined, then we could just go to the next person, because we have a pretty big neighborhood, so there was pretty much just endless like potential customers. We're at the other thing, pretty much everyone saw us, so yeah, that's probably the main difference. Yeah.
Okay. And so you take the money. How many weeks were you able to do this?
I think it was like 2 or 3, but then my dad and my mom got busy. They have stuff to do. So and then also COVID came along, so we had to stop it. We'd probably still be doing it if it wasn't for COVID usually.
Okay.
But it was pretty good, and we enjoyed it. So yeah.
What was the biggest thing you learned from going door to door?
I think the biggest thing I learned was probably that it's easier to make money than a lot of people think, because in like one day we made like more money than we've had in our whole life, basically. So like obviously at that age it wasn't like a ton, but it was more than we've made before. So
it's enough for you. So
yeah, so that's probably the biggest thing, that like there's no excuses really, so that we just it's easier to make money than people think. So you just have to do it.
I mean, who doesn't want lemonade or cupcakes? There's got to be a good chunk of people in a neighborhood of like 100 houses. There's probably a whole lot of them that would love lemonade or cupcakes.
Yeah, I think the first time that we went out, we went to like 5 houses, and then every single one of them said yes, pretty much.
Oh wow.
And then, well, no, actually, that was the second time. The first time we were in a different neighborhood, and we got like 3 people to say yes, but we went to like 7 or 8 houses, I think. And yeah, so it just depends on the day, I think. So yeah.
So there were days that were easier to sell than others?
Yeah. And it also, like I said, it depends a lot on the neighborhood and everything, pretty much.
Okay. All right. So COVID will be ending soon. Is this something you're going to try again when they lift restrictions up there? Thinking about it. Yeah, because it's getting warmer now. So it's maybe time. Did you make the cupcakes, or were you able just to buy some really good ones?
Yeah, we made the cupcakes at home with our dad and our stepmother. Yeah.
Okay.
They helped us make them.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. What flavor? Because like I actually have some cake on the way to my house right now. Yeah.
Yeah, we made chocolate and vanilla, and just with frosting.
Yeah, it sounds like that was a good start. So what else have you done?
So after that, I wanted to start like a clothing business, which so I paid a lot of money for me at the time, like all the money that I had pretty much, to buy a course on how to set it up and all that.
Wow.
So
really?
Yeah, because
my dad, your lemonade money?
Yeah, part of it was, but my brother also gave me some money so that he could help. So yeah, but it was still pretty much all the money that I had at the time.
Wow. So you bought a course to figure out how to sell or clothing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, tell me more about that.
So, my dad helped. He didn't know how to do it, so then I bought that course. So then I went through that mostly on my own, but every once in a while, if I had questions, I would just ask him, and he would most of the time know. So Then we set up the store on Shopify, and then we got a few sales, and then he got kind of busy, and then also I didn't really learn marketing or anything then, so I couldn't run it on my own, and yeah, it wasn't really progressing, so we didn't really shut it down. We just kind of paused it for a little bit.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm still glad I bought the course and everything though, just because now I have all that knowledge and it was still worth it. So
That is a really good perspective of that. I talked about this before. I had an earlier episode. It was called P is for Pivot. And I was talking about how like sometimes you get in charge of something and you start leading and then huge changes happen that have nothing to do with you because they're out of your control. And so it doesn't necessarily mean that what you've done, like you just have to completely quit. Sometimes you just have to change direction. Sometimes you just have to stop and let things settle and then continue on. But no matter what you've done to that point, you've learned something. So you got a big foundation just from that course. Sounds like it was a wise investment. So do you still owe your brother money for that course? But
he agreed. I gave him 5% of the sale, I think, and then I still give him money for it sometimes.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So
now it's like you have to. So what kind of your shop is still around?
That one is pretty much shut down, but I might reopen in the future. I don't know. It's just it takes a lot of time, and so I might reopen in the future, but for now it's not really. So yeah.
What kind of clothing were you selling?
It was just normal like leather or cotton, I guess, and then it was like dad apparel. So like
okay.
It had a bunch of, I don't know how to explain it, but things about dads and stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it is that. It's legit just trying stuff out, see what sticks, and then going. You tried out selling lemonade at a booth, and then that was successful. It's like, oh, we tried it out. We had nothing to lose. Let's see what we can do next with that. So that's really good. And you're only 13 now. So do you have any other businesses that you're taking on or exploring?
So I did at one point try. Have you ever heard of drop shipping?
Yes.
Yeah, I tried that for a few months but that business model I found out is very I don't know what the right word is, but like a little bit risky, but also like it's pretty risky, but also there's a few other things that just make it difficult. So it's pretty difficult unless you are like have done it a lot before. So I might get into that again in the future, but I don't know. But right now I'm running a business called King Fitness, and I own it with my friend Connor, and we sell workout programs for very affordable, and eventually we're going to start selling apparel about it, or fitness apparel, and then fitness equipment, and we advertise it on our Instagrams right now.
King Fitness.
Yeah.
How does that work? Tell me about King Fitness.
So basically we have one program right now that's $27, and you don't need any equipment or experience, and anyone can get it and learn from it or make results from it, even if you're the most advanced or the very beginner, because it's all progression based. So anyone can do it and get great results, and no equipment, like I said. And it's one of the cheapest that I found. So.
So is it like your product, or is it when you?
Yeah. I'm just the one that we have right now. I designed the program, but my friend, he's gonna work on designing a few programs that he's designing.
Wow, like any kid can do this.
Yeah, and it's designed for adults, kids, whoever, pretty much. And it's all calisthenics based, which means body weight exercises.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But we both own fitness Instagrams that we use and advertise this on. So yeah.
Wow. That's really cool. That's really cool. So you guys do your measurements and everything? Yes, like before and after?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, we do. We take before and afters and all that, and we tell all of our clients to also take before and afters. But so yeah.
That's good. That's really good. So it's just a good, you want to get started and get working out and just go from body weight and
Yeah.
from how you guys do it. Wow. So what type of clients are you mostly getting? Are they mostly like you guys' age?
Yeah, a few of them are, and then there's also like most of them are more closer to our age, like 13, 14, 15. Usually anywhere from 12 to 16 on the average. But
Oh,
then there's like a few clients that are like adults more.
and
I
so,
just mainly made it for uh, so that anyone can pretty much do it if you have the money. I want to make it to help people.
Mhm. Yeah, man, that's a good idea. So how did you decide to come up with that idea?
So I've always pretty much been into fitness for the past while, and I started my Instagram page back in August, I think,
Mm-hmm.
August or September of last year of 2020, and basically, it's doing really well. It's been doing well, and I have a video with 800,000 views, and
Wow.
the page has almost 15,000 followers. So
Wow.
I advertise it on there. So yeah, I just want to start something so that other people could do what I do and get stronger, be healthy. Cause yeah, so
When do you have time to like play video games and stuff? Like,
I sometimes play video games, but not all the time.
all the time? Okay. I was gonna ask, what do you play? Like my kids are older now. They're like 19 and almost
Yeah.
22.
So like I said, yeah, I don't play that many,
Mm-hmm.
but I only play one game,
Mm-hmm.
which is Minecraft, but I
Oh, yeah,
don't
cool.
play it too much. I play it sometimes just when I have free time or anything.
That's cool. So you do, so for the King Fitness, you post something every day or every other day. And is that the same for your friend Connor?
Well, I don't post every day or every other day on King's Fitness,
Mm-hmm.
but I post every other day on my main account.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
I need to get back to posting on King Fitness actually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I try to post yeah, 1 to 2 times, anywhere from like 1 to 5 times a week usually, or 3 to 5.
That's good. That's
Yeah, times
that's
a
still
week.
really good. Do you like have a plan? Like, okay, this to Monday it's gonna be, the arms, and Tuesday it's gonna be a legs.
Yeah, sometimes I have a plan, and then other times I just go with whatever comes to mind usually. But it
That's
just depends.
Yeah, that's cool. Now I'm very interested, so I'll definitely follow your Instagram. So if you can put the Instagram in your chat, that would be good. That way I can
Yeah.
follow along there. I'll put it to my Bright Insights Media, which is really funny because I don't hardly have anything on my Instagram for this. I mostly do, a Facebook and I have a Facebook group and I have my own webpage, but I was like, I need to figure out different things I want to start using my Instagram for. So
Yeah.
that's my goal between the end of this season and the next season is to do that. See, you've already got me thinking, and that's exactly why I have guests like you on here. So that it gets me thinking as well, and maybe
Yeah.
others that are listening will say, you know what? He's made time to do this. I can make time to do this. And you don't even spend most of your time playing. I probably play more video games than you, and I have a full-time job. I have a full-time job and I do this, I'm building this up, and then I still take my breaks, but that's really
Yeah.
cool that it seems like you're more interested in how you can make a business work than anything.
Yeah. But then yeah, the most of the time I try to work hard, but then also I do take breaks. But then there's also always those days that you just don't feel like doing anything. Like,
Yeah.
you're super demotivated, all that.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
so everyone has those days too. So,
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with taking breaks. That's the one thing
yeah.
I have on the side that I do is I'm building up a guided meditation business.
Oh, cool.
And that's one thing that I encourage people to do is to build in breaks because you
Yeah.
can burn yourself out if you're running 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
your brain's really not built to do that, to run 100 miles per hour a day. And a lot of times people say, you can be successful in business, you can't sleep, you can't take breaks, you got to work. I was like, you do have to work hard, you do have to commit some time, but you also have to slow down, because you don't
you also have to take breaks,
have a heart attack at 19, you know. So
yeah,
you want to be around to enjoy the fruits of your success. Like, what do you plan to do with, like, you know, this money that you're making? Like, do you have another giant goal of sorts?
Yeah, I have a lot of things that I want to do. So I want to put the money towards getting a boxing trainer, and I want to start boxing.
Okay.
Eventually, I want to become a pro boxer, and then also I want to put it towards helping other people, not just with fitness, just like donating a lot of it also.
Okay.
And then probably just put more also just to expanding the company so that we can help more and more people every day.
So you're not trying to get like a 70-inch screen TV?
No. Yeah, I'll definitely buy some stuff with it to like remove.
I mean, that's cool too. I mean, you know, you could probably do that, but it sounds like you want to do a lot more personal investment with your money. So you have those things like written out somewhere, like, okay, here's my goal or whatever.
Yeah, I do a lot of times. Most of the time, yeah, I write down goals and yeah. But I'll definitely buy some stuff, but I'll save that for later because I want to expand it first, and then later then I'll start buying rewards and all that. So
yeah. I mean, you think about the model you're already using with the King Fitness. You're creating digital products that are lifelong. So you know, and even because obviously you're going to be 14, you're going to be 15, and you're probably going to grow 6 inches, you know. One point, you know, you're going to grow 6 inches, you're going to gain a bunch of like muscle weight or whatever, and your interests may be different because school gets more intense. You know, there's driving, there's other, you know, there's dating, there's all kinds of stuff that can happen. But if you're still committed to it, I think it's going to be neat that people follow you as they grow, as you grow, that they grow. And then, you know, at some point they're going to have an 11-year-old or 12-year-old brother. And they're like, well, man, I started over here. I started with King Fitness, you know, here. So go back to these earlier videos and buy those products and start there. So I think that's really cool if this is something that gets committed. And you can keep making money for years off of the same program.
Yeah.
Because it works. You know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is, right?
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, you know, big muscle. Yeah, you know, so yeah, his first, like, you know, because he has a crazy story too. But like, if you read up on his history and, you know, immigrating from Austria, barely speaking any English, all these things, and just addicted to working out. And this is back when there were no programs like this. And he has a book now, you know, he's got a book that's been out forever called like the Arnold Blueprint. He probably wrote it in the 80s or the 70s or something. It still sells today. It's different equipment. More people know about nutrition. There's YouTube, there's free workouts, there's paid workouts, there's all kinds of stuff. Bodybuilders still go back to that because the principles of it, you know, whether you're going to be a power bodybuilder or not, just the principles of it still make sense. So you can create something for the right audience that is timeless, you know. And so your fitness program that you started at like 12, you know, it's going to be great. Your friend's the same age too, Connor?
Yeah, I'm about like 2 or 3 months older than him, I think.
Okay. All right. You guys going to lead some park workouts with a that'll be cool when COVID ends up too. So that's the one you're focusing on now, huh? And that one's doing well.
Yeah, it's doing good. Soon we're gonna start running Facebook ads and all that.
Oh,
but that's for once we sort a few other things out. So
yeah. Oh yeah, that'll be good too. Yeah, let me know how that goes because I suck at those. But but again, it's experimenting. You know, $10, $20 at a time.
Yeah.
So see what works. Where does this land and all that? That's really good. Very, very interested to see how this goes along. So I'll definitely be following your page. Let's see. Did I have any more questions for you before you go and not play video games? Probably go build some other business while we're waiting.
Yeah, after this, I actually go to the pool. So.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna video that one too. A good swim workout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. So you're like a little Mark Cuban there.
Yeah.
Cool. Digging it. So you know what? You keep at this and you're going to keep building these skills. And more importantly, I think you're going to be building leadership skills because you've already partnered with a friend. You've already led your younger brother into seeing things. And when you can build these skills young, you end up with a lot less stress and more success in anything that you do. So your dad should be very proud of you. So your mom should be proud of you. I'm sure they're all proud of you. You know, you just keep working at it. Okay. All right. Still be a kid. Make sure you do that too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Bright Insights. For more information on how to have less stress and more success, visit brightinsightsmedia.com.
If you enjoyed this episode in particular or the Bright Insights podcast overall, subscribe and share with your friends. That gives us a little more visibility. And with that, we can all have less stress and more success.
Tramp Loop Media.